Good morning, everybody. Well, it's Tuesday. It's March 2nd, and it is live stream night. And y'all know, hopefully, what that means for tonight. So just a quick reminder, and I'm going to let everybody know this. Live stream tonight is 10,000 subscriber giveaway, okay? And it's going to be a Chinese auction, white elephant, what people called a dirty Santa or a Yankee swap. So whatever it's going to be, we'll do all this, and I got this figured out, so we're good there. What I wanted to make sure everybody knew, like I said in the instructions, in order to enter, you had to go to Sunday night's video, and you had to put the state in which your mailing address will be in the comment, okay? And obviously your name will be attached to the comment, but it's got to have the state in there. I'm going through as the comments come in, and there's a lot of them, and deleting the ones that don't have a state in them. Reason being is because when the comment generator goes through, it's going to pull up a comment, and the state's got to be in there. That's great. So if I've deleted your comment that you said congratulations or something like that, no offense. I'm just doing this because it's going to be a lot easier to do it that way. And I understand there's people from, overseas, other countries that have said congratulations. I thank everybody for the congratulations. I'm just trying to make it a little easier for me tonight when I do all this. So the other thing, everybody gets one entry. There's a way in the system I can delete duplicates. So, putting 50 comments in there isn't going to change your odds. You get one shot. Everybody's name goes in once. But that being said, I've seen a few people that said, congratulations on 10,000 subs. And then underneath, they'll reply to their own comment and say, oh, Missouri. Please go back into the video and make a comment on the first line that says Missouri, because when the comment generator deletes the duplicates, I don't want it to happen where it deletes the part where you say Missouri and just leaves the congratulations on 10,000, and then when that comes up, sorry, that doesn't work, so you're not going to do it. If you're not sure, go back in there and put a comment in. It says 10,000, says your state, and you'll be good. Obviously, it'll get deleted, or not deleted, but it'll get sorted out when I put in the parameter of eliminate duplicates. So just a heads up on that one. So for today, I want to talk about something about prepping today. No politics, no economics. Let's actually talk about a prepping thing. Okay, you know how this channel goes. It's gardening, it's politics, it's economics, it's prepping, it's history, it's whatever it would be. Okay, so I want to talk about something that's specifically on prepping today. And it's something very simple, yet it's vastly overlooked, okay? Think about the last time the power went out. What was your first concern? Maybe it was the refrigerator or the freezer. Maybe it was the heat. Maybe it was the water pump. Hell, maybe it was your modem because you had to get your daily fix of YouTube videos, okay? I know those are my first concerns every time. Not the YouTube video part, but the generator gets started and the fridge gets going and the freezer gets going. They get plugged in right away, okay? But what about light, okay? Sure, we all have flashlights and oil lamps and candles, but have you ever tried to accomplish any task by candlelight or oil lamp? Ever tried cooking with a headlamp on? I mean, maybe you get a little bit of light from your fireplace or your wood stove, but it's not going to be enough to do anything productive. If you go back to the 1800s, which for all intents and purposes is what prepping and homesteading is, okay, there wasn't an incandescent light around anywhere, and yet they all survived. Now, of course, we still prep, we still homestead, and we still survive, albeit a hell of a lot better than they did it a couple of hundred years ago, thanks to modern conveniences, okay? Imagine just for a minute there was no light source to work by. How and when would you cook, clean, sew and repair garments, tend to your garden, preserve your food, fix something that's broken, eat, bathe, you name it, okay? Well, you do it by sunlight, of course, the way they did it 200 years ago. Now, again, maybe you have an oil lamp or a candelabra or a flashlight, but eventually those are going to run out and there's no Walmart to go get more lamp oil or candles or batteries, and good luck taking a shower with, candles. Not going to work. Okay. Now, of course, now we have solar generators. They didn't have those in the 1800s. But let's be honest, everyone. How many of us have solar setups? I'd say maybe 25% of us, and that's probably being very generous. Okay. There's a reason that people in the 1800s woke up before dawn. It wasn't just because it was time to milk the cow. It was because light was a very valuable resource and they couldn't afford to waste a minute of it. Now, summertime's great because at least where I am, daylight starts around 5:30 in the morning and it gets dark around 9 o'clock at night. Okay, great, 15-ish hours of daylight. But in the winter, daylight creeps out around 8 in the morning and it's dark 4:30, 5 o'clock. So wonderful. Now I only have 9 hours of light and just as much, if not more work to do than I did in the summer. Okay. Go back a couple of hundred years, again, to the 1800s. Breakfast was usually something really quick. It was a piece of bread or toast and some porridge. It was fast and it was full of carbs. It was the energy you needed to get through the morning. Your omelet, bagel, glass of OJ, 2 cups of coffee, reading the morning paper, watching a YouTube video ain't happening. All right. Your butt needs to be outside because, as the old timers used to say, daylight's a wasting. Okay. Dinner, in which a lot of places now is called lunch, okay, was your big meal of the day. Now, unless you were nobility, this was the meal that consisted of bread and soups and pies and meats and fish or whatever you had, okay? Now the peasants would eat bread and porridge, peas and beans, maybe some cabbage and turnips or something. But for the sake of argument, we'll assume that most of us fit in the middle category. Not nobility, but not peasants either, okay? Why was the big meal at midday? Light, of course, okay? Now, don't get on me about gender stereotypes here, but I'm just talking about history. But what would happen is the men would be out in the farm working with the garden, working with the livestock, fixing whatever was broken, while the women would be inside preparing the meal, cleaning the house, mending the clothes, taking care of the kids, doing whatever. Yeah, those traditional gender roles, okay? Don't even get me started in G and all that sort of crap, okay? This was the time, the midday meal, okay, dinner, where everything would be discussed about plans, assignments and new chores, problems, and after the noon meal, after dinner, it was back to your traditional gender roles. As the sun would set, the men would come in and the family would all gather around the table for supper, which was usually leftovers from that day's dinner. Why? Because food never went to waste and the women had other chores besides cooking again that needed to be done in the afternoon. Washing clothes, cleaning, whatever needed done, okay? Maybe, just maybe, after dinner, there was a short, and I mean very short, time for entertainment. And, again, there wasn't internet, there wasn't TV or anything like that. Hell, there wasn't internet when I was a kid. But that consisted of reading a book. Most often the Bible, because that was pretty much the only book they had. And again, you got to think, hopefully somebody in the family could read, all right? But that was it, maybe 20 minutes or whatever to unwind after supper, and the family went to bed immediately thereafter. I mean, it got dark, you went to bed. The sun went up, you got up. The sun went down, you went down, okay? Work was done when the sun was up, and you slept when it was dark. No way in the world did you waste that resource. Now imagine now, how many times do you get up before the sun rises? Okay, I bet a lot of us do. We have to get up for work, we have to shower, get dressed, drive to work, maybe actually do something on a homestead if you don't have a 8 to 5 or whatever it would be. That won't be much of a change. Let me ask you this. Do you sleep in a bit on the weekends? Get up at 8 o'clock, sun's been up for a couple hours, no big deal, okay? Wasted daylight. When was the last time you went to bed when the sun set? I'll venture a guess that nobody does, okay? We're all watching TV, playing on the computer, reading a book or something in the evening, playing board games, who knows, okay? But what if that luxury no longer existed because there is no light, or any power for that matter, to do it by, okay? Sitting in the dark just isn't really enjoyable, though you probably now understand why they had so many kids back then. Just kidding. Okay, I thought I'd pop that one in. It was funny. Sometimes it's the simplest little things in life we take for granted. Light. Okay, did you ever give it much thought besides a few flashlights and a couple of candles? Okay, I mean, even if you got boxes of candles or whatever it is, they're not going to give you that much light. They'll help you from walking into a wall or stepping on a Lego block, but really, how productive can you be by candlelight or oil lamp or flashlight? We're going to need every available hour we have to get things done through the hard times, okay? Which we all know are coming, okay? Maybe it's not catastrophic like an EMP or a complete grid failure, but with what we've seen lately, it very well could be, okay? We tend to focus on the big, if not huge things, and sometimes we forget about the little things. Okay? Technology exists that allows us to live a better life than they did in the 1800s. We just have to prepare for it. Okay? And after all, that's what we do. We prepare. Pinball out. See you tonight.